Since I've been replaying through a lot of Monster Hunter World to reassess my stance on a lot of the creatures it brought to us, I've rekindled my appreciation for it. Monster Hunter World brought such a new yet familiar attitude to the series, where they took more notable risks with its formula. Granted, some were more impactful than others, but I digress. But the first thing I noticed is the very simple fact that when we started our quests, I was expecting to be greeted by the standard pack of raptors in the ancient forest, but to my surprise I was only half right. Instead, I was met with what I called the lizard wolves at the time, the Jagras. These monsters function almost identically to the raptors of previous games. First, you'll be sent out to dispatch a few smaller members before being sent out to deal with the big one a couple of quests later. Pretty standard protocol by now. But what I appreciate about them is that they stand so defiantly on their own amongst their peers. It's amusing just how simple the change of making them quadrupedal can be and changes the whole feeling of the design. And out of all the introductory carnivorous monsters, the Jagras feels weirdly more threatening to me. Their bright yellow and deep bluish-green scales are an excellent combination for their locale, and being based on iguanas, these animals are excellent climbers and prefer to spend most of their time in the trees when not hunting. The Coral Highlands have their own version of this, represented by the Shamos, and they're okay. They function pretty much identically to the Jagras, but in my opinion, nowhere near as impactfully. The reasons for this are twofold. One of them being that they kind of just feel like they were added to the Highlands because they needed a mount that you could use in the Tail Raider system they'd bring in later. And the other is that they don't have a leader type monster like the immensely memed Great Jagras. For anyone that might have missed the iguana inspiration on the regular Jagras, you can't miss it with this hulked up lizard. Great Jagras come about when a male ventures out from the pack to go on a strict bulking regiment and become much larger. And through these ordeals, not all survive, but if one does, they'll come back to their old stomping ground and challenge the leader for their title and claim the pack as its own. But one thing about them, I am confident in saying that the first time we saw this creature wolf down an entire Aptonoth and then expand to near double its size, is not something you forget easily. But the Great Jagras is literally a hulked up Jagras, but it also has drooping dorsal spikes that look like a mane in a weird way. But I honestly really like that. He's just challenging enough to not wall you, but make you work for the win. His armor's also pretty good, nothing insane to me, but sadly he is also in the class of stick-on weapons, and that's a rant for another day. The Great Jagras is an excellent iteration for the early raptor quota, and while he doesn't rank high for me personally, I'm happy to have him.